Today, we are going to be transforming this lifeless Stony Shore into a fully functioning steampunk iron factory, complete with 3 individual iron farm modules that all feed into an intricate network of water pipelines connected to an automatic item sorting and crafting system. Not to mention a lot of other really fun and exciting details to really bring this build to life. I'm Nick.
And I'm Sid.
And this is By the Biome. Alright, I pretty much have everything we need to get started on these iron farms. Let's go find this Stony Shore. I think we're here, the Stony Shore. Literally Minecraft's lamest biome. We have some gravel, some copper, some stone, and a nice ocean view, I guess. Alright, so after taking in everything the Stony Shore has to offer, which isn't much, it's time to start building these iron farms. Now, as you saw, I've already packed up a lot of the materials that we need to get these farms built, except we're missing a few key components, and let's just say it's not the easiest thing to gather. So let's get to it. Let's go see how many friends we got over here. It's a pretty bumpin' village, to be honest. We'll just add some more beds. Hopefully they'll just start breeding. Got it? We got this loner just living out here by himself. Hello? Is anybody home? This is like a really cool spot for a village. It's like a village island. It's so cool. I'm gonna get some more bread for these villagers and just let them do their thing while I work on some other stuff. All right, it's been a few Minecraft days, not real life days. So I think we got a decent amount of villagers. Let's just run around real quick. So we got 1 here, I could see 1 there. Babies, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. No one home there. 7, 8. So 8 villagers, good enough. We just need 1 more. I'm gonna take 1 with me. They have enough bread. Hopefully they keep breeding, and then we'll be back to gather the rest. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do 3 different iron farms. They're gonna be separated into different cooling towers, or steam towers, if you will, for the steampunk vibe, and they're all gonna feed into the main factory. And in the factory, that's where we're gonna process all the iron into everything we need. And so, to start, I'm just gonna build the actual iron farms, and then we can worry about covering them up later. Need 3 of those, need some of these, need some of these, need this. Okay, so that's the basics of the first one done. I just need to put beds in, then ready for villagers. I'm just gonna do this 2 more times, and then we'll get on to actually getting the villagers in there, which is gonna be so annoying. So while I'm bringing these villagers over, it's probably a good time to chat about why we're building an iron farm. We're going to need the iron farm for a build that we have coming up. It's going to be pretty large in scale, and it's going to require us to do 2 other builds after that before we can even start this next build. If you can take a guess what it is, comment down below. Now, the reason we went with the Stony Shore is the Stony Shore is a pretty boring biome. There's not much interesting to it. It's literally just stone near the ocean. So I thought it was a great place for an iron farm because an iron farm can be put in any biome. There's no real biome restrictions to it. So we may as well put it in a biome that doesn't have anything going on in it. And the reason I went with a steampunk theme is whenever I think of iron and cool iron farms, I mean, I think industrial. I think it really fits the vibe of an iron farm. And honestly, I find building steampunk actually pretty challenging, and I feel like challenging myself with this build. So let's get these guys over here. Let's make sure they can find their way. This way, this way. I hope they come this way to the beds. I feel like I should just sleep. Just so they don't die. They could already be well on their way to death. Like, look at this. What are they doing? Yeah, I'm gonna have to save them. These guys are not intelligent. You're gonna die. All right, I think I'm gonna save you all the agony of trying to get all the villagers in here, and we'll cut to once I have that done. All right, we're just waiting for the final baby villager to grow up, and then we'll have all the villagers in here. I've already prepped the tunnel system to get the zombies in. So once we get this villager in, we'll get a couple zombies in. Don't know how that's gonna work, but then we'll test the farms. Oh, perfect. Come with me, sir. Right this way. Now, I learned from the first episode that I made when I made my first iron farm, I can just give these guys a block and they will pick it up. Please pick it up. And they won't despawn. He's not picking up the block. Do I give him this block? Or do I give him a bone? Pick up. Instructions unclear. Okay, let's see if these guys will pick stuff up. Perfect. So this guy won't despawn because he's got a composter. Oh, he picked up a... Okay, I got too many now. This... Oh god, this is dangerous. Okay, this guy's got a shovel, so I can't use him. So he's got a composter, so I can use him. I almost got... Okay, there's almost too many of them. I gotta drop this first guy and then kill the rest. Oh, he didn't fall down. Oh no, this is chaos. Okay, okay, okay.
One eternity later.
Okay, no one's burning. They're holding their glass blocks still. I think we're laughing. Okay, let's test it out. Oh, they're scared. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's let that one run. Let's work on the next one. Now, the reason I'm doing part of this with glass is sometimes when the iron golems spawn here and they die right close to the edge, the iron falls off the side. So that's what I'm trying to prevent. I've never really done this before, but we're going to see if we see any iron on the ground after a few spawns, and then we'll know if it's working or not. I mean, worst case scenario, it does nothing and the iron falls up here, and best case, it stops the problem. So may as well. Uh-oh. That's a problem. So they can spawn on the glass. Okay, so that's why you don't do that. So you don't learn anything unless you try new things. That's just a life lesson. And obviously, I should not be putting glass there. Oh yeah, that's what you want to see. All three at the same time. That is sick. So I spaced them far enough apart that they all work at the same time. So we're getting triple rates on iron, which is perfect. I probably messed something else up, but you guys will let me know in the comments. So now it's time for the fun part. I get to design the steampunk factory that's going to cover these up, as well as do a lot of cool other item processing that I have planned. I really want to go for a factory type vibe, having flows of actual iron bars floating around. You can actually see the process of what's going to happen inside and give it that real factory feel. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to jump into creative to start designing the builds around these to see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to take a schematic of what we have going on here and paste it into a creative world and start building the factory.
All right, so I did some building off camera, classic, mostly because I forgot to hit record, but we're working on the design for covering up those iron farms. Basically what we have here is 3 steam towers that I've created, hence the name Steampunk, to cover up the actual iron farms themselves. And then I'm working on a bigger building that's going to connect to the steam towers, that's going to house all of the different iron production, iron refinement, all the cool kind of auxiliary things that are going to happen around the iron farms to really bring that feel of like an iron factory to life. And you can see I'm working with some general circle shapes here, thinking through some pipes and the general vibe that we're going to go with for the steampunk. I still need to settle on block palette, but I just thought I'd check in with you guys, give you a progress report in terms of where we're at in terms of the building, and I'll continue to build away and check in with you guys as we have some more really cool progress to show. All right. Just having a little snack of some cheesies that Sydney brought me, and I thought I'd give it a little update as I'm building. So what I'm doing is I'm working on a gradient here for basically making it look like the towers have soot built up on top. And as you can see, I've actually been working on a design for the gears. I'm not necessarily set on what I want to do for the gear here, but what I was working through is the general shape and the color palette that I want to use. And I'm really liking the look of acacia wood and warped blocks to give that contrasty steampunk look. Okay, this is probably going to be the last creative update just because I don't want to spoil the entire build before we actually build in the survival, because that's actually where the fun stuff is going to happen, and we're going to have a little more creative freedom. So this is just going to be the basics for now, and we're going to go start building a lot of this in the survival version of this world. And we're live, recording live. Okay. Okay. So I'm at the iron farms. I have a lot of the shulker boxes and a lot of random stuff. And it's also raining and it's super loud in Minecraft. But I'll pack everything up and meet you back at home base. I'm here.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, what was that? Snap.
Sorry, there's a freaking fruit fly in my face.
Oh. You don't eat any fruit.
What?
Just kidding.
I need some work on your jokes.
Oh. Got him. Let me pull up the materials list that we're using here. I'll work on the stuff that we need large quantities of, like the stone brick, nether brick, that sort of stuff, okay? And then we'll meet in the middle. You're starting at the small quantity stuff?
No, I just said I'm going to start on the last page.
That would be the small quantity stuff, yeah.
Well,
there she is.
there you have it.
Talking back again.
You asked the question, I thought I'd answer.
All right, so after Sid and I got the banter out of the way, it was time for us to actually gather all the materials for this build. Now, luckily, a lot of the materials that we had left over from other builds were enough to get what we needed to get going on this build. So really, this is just a quick montage of us going around to previous builds, seeing what we had in those storage areas, and bringing it back into these shulker boxes to take over to the Stony Shore.
The beautiful cherry grove. Oh, there is quite a bit of copper here, actually, which is good.
I love this base. It's so cool.
Right?
Hey, where'd all the warped log go? Thought we had more warp log than that.
I took some for what you asked for.
Oh, you already grabbed it. Okay, good.
Can you see me? In the skylight?
No,
Alpha, Glenda. Alpha, Glenda.
What?
Don't look at my skirt.
What the hell?
Sweet. Okay, I'll pick these up. Got everything?
I think so. Yes, base is it.
Ah, the ugly iron farms. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna start on the towers, I think, to cover up the iron farm.
All right.
Sound good? Go team.
The team go.
All right, so that's most of the structure that we have done. As you can see, we went with a nether brick and textured stone wall here to go for that factory style vibe. And then Sydney's been working really hard creating all the gears on the front to give it that real steampunk look that we're looking after. Basically, the idea is all these gears are interconnected and they're ultimately powering the iron factory on the inside. We still have some more work to do there. Sydney's just finishing up the gears, but it's looking really cool. And then a lot of the other stuff we have to still do is adding a lot more of the copper pipes to give it more steampunk look. We have to do the entire interior still, as well as decorate the entire outside of the factory that we have here. So there's still a lot of work to do, but this is a good progress update. It's time to set the steam towers ablaze. Oh, darn. Time to go up in flames. Rise, my children. The factory is starting.
Oh.
Oh, that's so sick.
Time to get to work, you filthy animals.
Oh. Tower 1, we have ignition. Second tower, we have ignition. Oh, that smoke billowing looks so cool. All right, with all 3 smoke towers up and running, it's time to start working on the interior decoration. And I'm going to start with building the Autocrafter, which is going to turn all of the iron bars into iron blocks. And I want to get that up and working, and then basically work backwards from there to get all the iron flowing from all the farms into the Autocrafter and then down further the line. And I'm going to start with that. Oh, I need to borrow another block here. Oh, this is sick. I love the Autocrafter.
Good.
Yeah, I want this to look like an angry machine here. Big angry processing machine, and it's gonna have like a belt drive coming in from the big gear in the front that's connected to this big piston or big drive shaft. You see the drive shaft through the factory?
Yes.
And this drive shaft is going to be powering the auto-crafting machine to turn the iron ingots into the iron blocks in the back here.
Oh my god. You
Just-
really thought about this stuff.
Which is kind of cool. Look at the iron golem watching you.
Yeah, do you mind, you creep?
All right, while I'm building the Autocrafter into a steampunk theme, I just want to let everyone know that we have all of the builds and everything that you're seeing, including this one, available in our Patreon for download. If you want to just learn more and be more engaged with the What's Mind is Yours community, be sure to check out the Discord as well. Tons of cool people there always hanging out. And if you're interested, we also have an SMP that's been fired up. So be sure to check that out. All right, let's get back to it.
Do you see what I did with the Stony Shore?
No, I haven't yet. Let me come look. Oh. Ooh.
Take a look at F4.
Ooh. I like the moss. Realism here. Well, that looks good.
Yeah, see how it's like right by the water line?
Yeah. Okay, hell yeah. That looks so good. That's honestly looks like a belt drive for the huge gear system to drive the iron block producing machine. And I'm just going to add some more smoke and cool stuff to it and texture and detailing. And I think it should look pretty darn cool. And automatic saving for our server has been disabled. That's always fun. And then for these, I want to add like almost strapping it's going to look like. I think, see what this looks like. Okay, let's take a step back, see what we got so far. Yeah, that's kind of looking like a steampunk machine. Okay. And the nice thing about steampunk, well, it's kind of nice, is when it comes to decorating, you can kind of just make it look really busy, I think, and it really gives you that steampunk look. And the more kind of bips and bops and bells and whistles that you add to the build, that more steampunk vibe comes out, because it's a lot of just like over the top detail work and intricacies of the build, and it really just gives that steampunk vibe. And so that's kind of what we're going to be going through as we build out the rest of this interior of the factory, is basically just making it look like very busy and very steampunk. So let's talk through the plans for the item pipelines that we need to do. So we have the 3 standalone cooling towers, aka iron farms, that exist in there. What we need to do is we need to get each of the items, including the iron and the poppies, out of those 3 farms. I'm gonna pipe them into this main building here, and then I gotta gather those pipeline streams into one. And what I need to do is put it through an item filter. And so I need to filter out the poppies and just send the iron ingots to the iron block machine, because if we have poppies in there, it's going to clog up the crafting and it's not going to spit out the iron blocks. Perfect. perfect. And then we can do this. Yeah, perfect. Knew that was gonna happen. Okay. Here, let's dump what I have in here. Sweet. Okay, that should fill up this with poppies first, and then compost any overflow into bone meal, which I think should be plenty of storage. Alrighty, I think I have all of the machines and contraptions set up that need to create the iron blocks and sort all the poppies from the 3 iron farms. I also have all 3 of the iron farms connected to this singular water source that's going to shoot all the items into the automatic item sorting machine that's connected by conveyor belt to the gearing power system. And then that will flow into the Autocrafter steam machine over here. That will then shoot the iron blocks into this pile of iron block storage. Actually ran a little short on iron blocks. I want to make this a bigger pile. But what we can do is we can just test that the whole system is working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link up one of the iron farms to the item processing, and we'll make sure that we're getting iron blocks in the output. So let's get to it. All right, we're shooting items out. We can see them moving. Okay, oh, that's all the iron bars. Uh-oh. Okay, stop. We clearly have a problem. Oh no, they're slowly rising. Slowly. There we go, there it is. Okay, it's going. Boom. Boom. And we should see just iron come out here. Yep, perfect. Perfect. And then we should see iron blocks coming out here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's working. Okay, sweet. Let me reconnect this. And yeah, that should be flowing through. Let's go watch it with our own eyes. I'm gonna stand up here and watch it. But it'll make its way.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I linked up the first iron farm to the item sorting system, and it seems to be working, which is exciting.
Perfect.
Looks pretty cool. Well, you'll see when you log in.
I do believe we could say mission accomplished.
Yep. Oh, this is so cool. You haven't even seen a lot of this, I don't think.
No, I haven't. Oh, I can see the iron flying.
Yeah, you can see the iron? Yeah. You like the belt drive system I set up?
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna add some more campfires and steampunk kind of stuff, but yeah, all the iron blocks are floating over here. We already got 28. 29.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just like adding more pipes and that sort of stuff. Like I added some pipes over here. You can see like some of these, but you can add like the smaller ones. Just a bunch of like, cool stuff like that if you want.
Yeah, cool.
And then I'll work on the nether portals. I designed up a nether portal that attaches to the main gear system, which I think looks really cool. Negative 74 and 222. Does campfire smoke go through half slabs? It sure freaking does. Very cool.
Yeah, it's very industrial in here.
Yeah, it's very cool vibes, eh? All right, so I think the best way to take in everything that we've accomplished in this video is to do some slow cinematic shots. So as you can see, once we get to the interior, you can see this factory that we've built out. We have everything from the water pipelines, the copper supports, all the gearing and drive shafts that drive all the different machines that we have in here, including the item sorting, the automatic item crafting, and a bunch of other really fun little details that Sydney did with the copper pipes, all the different banners for the water levels, the power levels, the nuclear power plant warning symbols, if you will. And then you can see we have a bit of a production process for the finished iron blocks to be deposited outside the factory as well, just to give it that element of a product being produced from here. So if you want to build this build or any of our other builds in your world, be sure to check out our Patreon, our YouTube memberships, and also join the Discord. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.